Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Slim Reshae here, and we are back with another Slim's YouTuber beginner series. Yes, we are back with another Slim's YouTuber beginner series. So if you guys are interested in this video, we will be talking about all the essential equipment for new YouTubers, so stay tuned.
It's Slim Reshae, natural beauty. It's Slim Reshae, all about natural beauty. Yeah, Slim Reshae.
Okay guys, so I know sit down videos aren't 100% helpful because you want to see it in action and things like that, but I have so much information I want to give to you guys, so I'm gonna be giving y'all all the essential equipment for new YouTubers, and I'll be putting some pictures, graphics, and things on the screen so you can see what these objects look like, and they will also be listed and linked in the description box below. So the first thing I want to mention is what is essential. If you are starting a YouTube channel, you must have a camera of some sort. Now, cameras come in multiple forms, shapes, sizes, all of that, and I'm just gonna kind of reference what I used when I started my YouTube channel. So when I started, I initially started recording on my iPhone. At the time, I think I had an iPhone 6S and things like that. I encourage iPhones over Androids just because they're more compatible. If you're interested, or if you're wondering like what phone to use for it. And it doesn't have to be your iPhone specifically. So I remember at one point my good friend Kiara, she used to allow me to use her, that's a good friend, she used to allow me to use her iPhone because she had a newer one. I think she had like the 7 Plus, and she allowed me to record on her iPhone to record my YouTube videos, and then I would airdrop them to my laptop for editing. So iPhone is definitely one of the cameras that I recommend for new YouTubers to go ahead and check out. They do have like the iPhone SE or the S series, I think, or the R, like the XR, like the more affordable version. So that's something that you can probably save up and invest in, or ask around people that you're around often and just see if they're willing to let you use their phone to record. So that's an option that's definitely affordable. And yes, if you have an iPhone and your issue is storage, I also had that issue at some points at the beginning of my YouTube career, and what I used to do is delete my social media apps and all of that, record my video, and then after I like record it and get the video off my phone, then I would re-download like Instagram, Snapchat, because those take up a lot of storage on your phone, especially like Snapchats and the memories, or Instagram and the archives, like all of that takes up space on your phone. So don't be afraid to delete the app itself, just to clear up some space so you can record, and then you can add those apps back on later. So the second kind of camera I want to recommend is ask your family if they have like a family camcorder. So I know nowadays it's probably not as common because phones are very popular, but when I started my YouTube channel, my family actually had like a family camera or a family camcorder that we used to use for like family home videos. And so I asked my parents, could I use the camcorder to record my YouTube videos, and that's like my first camera I started recording on. I did look up on Amazon a few different camcorders that I personally have not used, but they look like they have good ratings, so I'll link that in the description box below. But make sure you're doing your research on any of these products before you commit to purchasing them. And then number 3, I wanted to mention the camera that I used, my first camera, which is the Sony a5100. This is what it looks like. And I love it because it has this flip up selfie screen. So when you're recording, you can see that you're in frame and things like that. And the kit lens works fine. The only issue I have with this camera is if you're recording for a long period of time, it can overheat, and I think that's just because it's a small, compact, mirrorless camera. So that was like the main issue I had with this camera, that it would overheat. So I definitely encourage you to, again, do your research, and it also depends on the type of videos that you're doing. So if you're vlogging and you're doing a lot of start-stop recording, this camera would be great for you. But if you're doing like sit down, long videos, this one might not be the most ideal. But I did want to share my first camera that I use, which is the Sony a5100. I love this camera, not only because it's a good camera, but it was my first camera, and I made a lot of quality content with this. So that's all for the camera. So camera is your #1 essential equipment that you need for starting a channel. #2, as of course, with the camera, you need something to prop it up with. And so you can prop your phone up with anything. Literally, when I used to record in my college apartment, I used to tape my phone up to the bathroom mirror and record with my phone taped to the mirror. You can prop it up with books, candles, whatever you have laying around. You can use that to prop up your phone or prop up your camera. Now, if you want to take a step further and invest in a tripod, you can do that. I do have this like phone / lightweight camera tripod that I will link in the description box below. And this is perfect. I love using this because it comes with a phone attachment piece, so you could put your phone in here. So I really do like this one, especially for on the go, or if I'm just like going somewhere, I'm by myself and I need to get some quick photos and use my tripod. This is very compact and great to use, so I'll link this in the description box below. Also, what my camera is sitting on now is a little bit more of a heavy duty tripod. It's still considered lightweight, so I will also link my camera tripod in the description box below. But in addition to your camera, you need something to prop up your camera. So again, you can do anything from the free to just propping it up with things you have in your house, or you can invest and get a small little tripod. So the next thing would be affordable lighting. So lighting is very important because it just enhances the quality of the video altogether. So #1, the free, most perfect lighting you can get is natural lighting. So set yourself up in a space in front of a window or in front of just somewhere where you have some natural lighting. And 9 times out of 10, if it's like not well, I ain't gonna say sunset, but if it's not like nighttime, if it's daytime and things like that, sunrise, before the sun sets, but as it's going down, you're gonna get good lighting, like bomb lighting. So that's free and that's usable. But also for the people who may not be available to film like during the day and stuff like that, because I had that issue when I started my channel. I used to have to film at night, and I was like, okay, well, what's some affordable lighting? And y'all, I lied to you not. I bought me 2 of these. This is a LED lamp from Walmart. It's about $5. And I bought 2 of these, and I just used to set them up like this, and they would face me like this and turn them on, and that would be my studio lighting. And if you do use lamps like that for your studio lighting, I definitely encourage a LED lamp versus just a regular lamp, because it's not going to be as bright. But to soften like the light that comes from this, like, so I plug this up. Currently I have 2 softbox lights on, but I'm going to show you. You see that lighting is very bright and very harsh. So right now, this is what one light looks like. So you can only imagine how bright it would be with 2 of them. So that's $10. And then to soften the light so it doesn't look as harsh on your skin, you can get like a, right now I just have an envelope, but you can get like a napkin and place it over the light and it'll soften the light. So you see how it's soft now versus being harsh. So that's like an option that you can do that I did for months before I got my studio lighting. And then the second thing is my lighting kit that I use now. And so my lighting kit that I use now is just a softbox light setup. I only use 2 of the 3, and I use a ring light, and this is always linked in my FAQ in the description box, but I will also link it in this video so you guys can know what lighting setup I do. And I will eventually be doing a studio room tour in this series so you guys can see the precise setup. But as far as essential equipment for new YouTubers, lighting is seriously important. So you got your natural lighting, your Walmart lights if you're on a budget, and then as you save up, you can invest and use some studio lighting. I'm definitely overdue. These lights have been with me for probably three plus years, and they still work great. So it's definitely time for me to invest in some more lighting, but this is what I currently use. So after you have your camera to record your videos, your tripod or your books and candles and household items to prop up your camera, and you have your lighting down packed, the next thing I want to touch on before we get into editing items is backdrops. And so right now I'm just sitting in front of, this is a wall, my whiteboard. I don't know why that's there. And there's a bench here that has pillows, and then my little fake plant over here. And so that's my current background. But something else that's popular for YouTubers, if you're doing like sit down videos, is I used to use blankets, and I used to use push pins and pin them up into the wall, and that would be my backdrop. You can use sheets, or you can use fabric. A lot of people use that. And with those, you can use either push pins, or sometimes you can use like painter's tape to try and hold them up against the wall so you're not damaging your wall if you live in like an apartment or something like that. So those are different options for backdrops, but you want to just make sure that your background is simple and clean, because when it's cluttered, it's just not as aesthetically pleasing, and it can low-key be distracting to the content that you're telling your viewers and things like that. So you just want to make sure you have a nice clean background. And if you're interested in backdrops, you can use blankets, sheets, or fabric. You want to make sure you steam or iron them, because the wrinkles just looks low budget, sis. Bro, iron it, steam it, get the wrinkles out before you put it up behind you as your background. I will also be going in detail about my seamless paper backdrops that you can get. It's not necessarily essential for new YouTubers, but I do want to mention that I use seamless paper, and that'll be coming in a later video because it's a little bit more of an investment. So after you have your backdrops, now I want to talk briefly about audio. So your audio is very important. Because you want to make sure your viewers can hear what you're saying and hear it clearly. They don't want it to be super distracting where you have like all this background noise and things like that. And one great thing that I used to use for like voiceovers and things like that is your phone, your voice notes. Your voice notes, your phone has like a bomb mic. I don't know if anyone told you, but it has a bomb mic. So you literally can turn on your voice notes and hold your phone up to, like, this is impromptu, but we'll test it out. So I hit new recording, and this is what the voiceover sounds like through my microphone. There's also other tips and tricks on how to make it sound more like a studio effect. So if you're just doing a voiceover and you're not filming, you can take like a blanket and you can cover yourself with the blanket, and it'll give it more of a studio effect because your voice is not bouncing off the walls. It's just being absorbed by the blanket and going into the mic, so you have a clear, full sound. So you want to make sure you take your phone out of any cases you might have in, because as I'm editing this video, the direct audio from my phone doesn't sound as clear as it does right now, which I am recording on my voice memos, but this is without my phone case on, and so you can tell the difference. So if you're going to use your phone for a voiceover, make sure you take it out of its case. And then I also want to let you know how it sounds right now. I am under a blanket, and this is the difference between how it sounds without being under a blanket. This just gives it a more intimate sound. Okay, so that's just an example of how you can use your voice memos to record your voiceovers. Usually voice memos are included in your phone when you get it, so also free. So the next thing is on to video editing. So it depends on the type of channel that you have, the level of editing you need to do or will want to do, but there's a few different editing softwares that I like to recommend that are affordable. So the first one is going to be iMovie, and iMovie comes pre-installed on like MacBooks, I believe the Max iPhones. I'm not sure if they're on the regular iPhones, but I know for a fact they're on like the Max or the Plus versions of iPhone. And iMovie comes pre-installed on that. Now, I know you might be saying, girl, I don't even own a Mac, right? Because when I started, my very first video actually was recorded on a Toshiba laptop video camera and edited in Microsoft Movie Maker. But I'm going to let y'all know, before I got my MacBook, what I used to do is go to the library on campus. So when I was in school, the library had like a Mac library where Macs were available. And then on those computers, sometimes not only will they have iMovie available, but some of those will even have Final Cut Pro available, which is something, it costs $300 roughly. And it's the editing software that I currently use, and I did make that investment to purchase Final Cut Pro later on. But before I even had a MacBook, I would utilize those resources and go to the library and edit my videos on the library computer. And so even if you're not on like a college campus, most public libraries have like a Mac area where they have iMacs, which usually they'll have like Final Cut Pro, or without a doubt they'll have iMovie on it, and you can utilize that. Some libraries even have like creator sections where you can reserve the creator space and utilize all of their creator equipment, from cameras to editing software to all of that. So just don't be afraid to think outside the box when it comes to, okay, I can't afford $300 for Final Cut Pro. How can I have access to this software? And that's a great thing that I learned about. Like, okay, girl, you can take your Rooty to the library and use it for free. And so that's what I did for a long period of time before investing in Final Cut Pro. So those are the first two, so iMovie and Final Cut Pro. Also, if you do have a MacBook and you want to test out Final Cut Pro and see if it's something for you, they usually, or when I did it, they had a 30-day free trial. So you could test out Final Cut Pro on the 30-day free trial and see, like, do you want to invest $300 or not? And so that's another option for you if you do have a MacBook. And then last but not least is Videoleap. And Videoleap is a great app that I've been exposed to, and you can edit your videos on your iPhone. Now, I will say there is a pro version, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it and act like, you know, you're going to have all these capabilities with the free version. That's just not how it is. The pro version, I'm not sure how much it is. I think I paid the yearly subscription. It's either a fixed fee, or you could do like monthly or weekly or something. I'm not sure. It's a Well, I ain't gonna say it's ridiculous, but I want to say I probably paid about $60 or something for the pro version. But if you go there, you'll see how much it costs. But yes, Videoleap is very good for editing on your phone, adding background music. You can do a lot. They have transitions, all of that stuff, and you can create a high quality video on Videoleap on your phone. So that's definitely an option. And so those are my 3 essential equipment editing software. So you got Videoleap on your phone, iMovie on phone or MacBook, and Final Cut Pro and iMovie are both available on if you invest in it or if you go to public libraries and stuff like that. So don't be afraid to edit your video in the library because that's the free way, okay? And so last but not least is photo editing, and photo editing is very important for YouTubers because you have to, when you put up a video, you create a thumbnail. And so the thumbnail is like a captivating picture that encapsulates what you're talking about in the YouTube video that gets the viewer to click on it and watch the video. So you want to make sure you have a good thumbnail. And I did do a YouTube video probably a year or 2 or more ago of how to create, it was either an outro graphic or a thumbnail with Keynote, which is pre-installed on those iPhones that are the Pro or the Max versions and on MacBooks. So this will also be available on Macs that you might use in the library. And Keynote is kind of like their PowerPoint, but it has some more features that are usable, especially when creating your thumbnail. So I'll link that tutorial up here so you guys can check it out. It is outdated. I haven't used that in a while. Currently, I use Photoshop and I use Canva. So the first photo editing thing is Keynote because that is free if you have a MacBook or whatever, and you can create your thumbnails on that, or Canva. And let me tell you, I was so sleep. So I used to use Canva and PicMonkey back in the day. They're very good photo editing softwares online that you can use, but Canva Pro is immaculate. So Canva Pro, I think it runs you about $12 a month. I know, like, no one really, when you're starting off, you don't want to commit to like a monthly subscription for a pro version of an app, but I'm just letting you know, like, you can do a lot on Canva without the pro version, but if you want to step it up a notch and save up and get the pro version, it'll be top tier high quality. Like, it's worth the investment. I'm almost this close to canceling my Adobe subscription, which costs triple the Canva Pro version, to just use Canva because it's so effective. So Canva allows you to like erase the background of your pictures. So if I wanted to do a cutout of me on some glitter background that I found online, literally I can click erase background in Canva Pro and it'll just cut me out. And it's way easier than trying to do it in Photoshop and things like that. So it's very beginner and user friendly. You also can schedule content on Canva, which is very helpful for people who like to schedule out their content so that it can post, you know, Monday at 9 a.m. And so Canva Pro just has a lot of tools. You can add partners. So like if you have a joint channel or something and you need 2 people working on the same project, like, it has a whole bunch of different capabilities. You can add your brand colors as defaults, brand fonts, all of that stuff. So Canva is definitely something to check out. Again, there is a free version. They have an app that you can use it on your phone, but you can also use it at www.canva.com. And it's just play around with it. All of these things that I'm kind of talking about, play around with it before you invest in it. That's just another step of doing your research before diving deep into starting your channel. But these are this is the essential equipment list, in my opinion, for new YouTubers. So you want to make sure you have a camera, Okay, if you're recording on your phone, you want to make sure you clean the lens, like use the back camera because it's higher quality than the front camera, but make sure you clean the lens off so you don't have any smudges and it's as clear as it can be. So you got your camera, prop that camera up, get you some natural lighting or get you some Walmart lights, and then when you go to edit it, you can edit it in either on your phone or at the library. Let's see, and then your backdrops, like I said, definitely optional, but you just want to make sure you have your background looking nice and clean, and that is pretty much all the like essential equipment you need. Now obviously with a camera you're gonna need like an SD card, you're gonna need the camera to be charged, you know, the regular stuff it needs to operate, obviously, but I just wanted to kind of share with you guys the things that I thought were essential, the things that I used when I started my channel, and it's just kind of taking me through memory lane because I'm going back to when I used to push pin my blanket up on the wall for my backdrop and use my Walmart lighting. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm remembering all the different things that I used to do, tips and tricks that I used to use when I started my channel, and sharing that with you guys so you can start your channel and be confident in using what you have and using what you have access to. So I didn't want to make this video too long. I know it's probably 20-30. I'm sorry, but I'm really not sorry, because I'm just trying to give y'all all this information that y'all need. So make sure you check out the little chapters that I'm adding to the videos. So if you need to come back to this and you need to say like, oh, what did Slim say about the voice memos, then you can click like that chapter down here. You can click on it so you could go straight to that point in the video. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. I'm super excited. I got my wig on today. In the first video I ain't had my wig on, but I got my wig on today. I got my AirPod in. We just locked in getting this content to you guys. But make sure you hashtag give me more. Y'all hit me on Twitter. Y'all been hitting me up in the comments with hashtag give me more. So here we are with more tips and tricks for Slim's YouTuber beginner series. So make sure you hashtag give me more if you want me to keep it coming and keep these tips flowing to you guys. Congrats on even taking this step to do research to start your channel and start your platform. I'm super excited for you. Believe in yourself, okay? Because if you don't believe in it, that's not good grounds for anyone else to believe in it. You have to believe in what you're doing first. So I just want to encourage you guys to go for it. And there's, you know, they say better late than never. And that's really true. You know, every day is a good day to start a channel. Every day is a good day to start and just lock in and, you know, do what you've been feeling like you want to do for a long time. So I'm super excited for you guys and for y'all channel. I'm gonna stop rambling. Make sure y'all check out my Bossed Up Gems entrepreneurial series on my podcast. It's also on the Uncut Gems with Slim YouTube page. This YouTube page is me starting from 0 subscribers and 0 public watch time hours, and this is very essential because I'm able to literally walk through the steps of having a new channel starting from the bottom and being able to share with you guys the new, like, an up-to-date version of how to start your channel in 2020, or whether you're watching this 2021, whatever. This is like, we starting at the beginning. Everyone starts at 0, okay? You have to remember that. Everyone starts at 0, so don't compare your journey to the next person's journey. Don't compare your day 1 to my year 5. So yeah, make sure y'all check out the podcast. It's a whole lot of gems were dropping on there. And I have some of my favorite influencers and entrepreneurs on there who also drop some vital gems for new upcoming YouTubers and entrepreneurs. So if you have watched this far and you are not subscribed, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, sis? Go ahead and subscribe down below. Join the Gem Squad. That basically means you're joining a community of people committed to loving themselves authentically and living a positive life. So go ahead and subscribe. After you do that, make sure you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying this series, and turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. And without further ado, y'all never forget, at the end of the day, without regrets, love yourself and be you to the full. Bye guys.